The Porto Alegre metropolitan area is home to 4.5 million urban gauchos. For hundreds of years, their ancestors roamed the picturesque hills and plateaus of extreme southern Brazil, herding cattle, cooking meat over the open flame, and drinking green tea out of gourds. The descendants of these rugged Brazilian cowboys are fiercely proud of their cultural heritage. Every September, millions of Gaúchos flock to Civil War reenactments to remember their bloody 10-year war against the Brazilian Empire in the early 1800s. A significant portion of the population regularly participates in cultural heritage groups and keeps the music, dance, food, and clothing styles of the 1800s alive and well. The mythology of the rugged, individualistic cowboy has endured and thrived and become an overriding aspect in modern culture. Many of these urban cowboys will never ride a horse, but their attitudes reflect their heritage. Despite the sweep of globalization and all of the economic and educational improvements over the last 150 years, the modern urban Gaúcho still tends to be distrustful of outsiders and slow to change. While friendly, many Gaúchos do not have many close friends, and it can take a long time to come into their confidence. Gaúchos take great pride in their pride. Everywhere you go in Porto Alegre, you see flags and signs proclaiming their Gaúcho pride. They sing songs about their pride, and their poets wax eloquent about the importance of being proud of being Gaúcho. Unfortunately, this tremendous cultural pride and hard-working, independent nature contributes to making it challenging at times to reach urban Gaúchos with the gospel. Also, far too often, the gospel has been presented as an outside, foreign religion that has little to do with their culture, heritage, or interests. It has been presented as a health and wealth strategy for the poor, and many middle and upper class Gaúchos look down on Christians as uneducated and ignorant. The members of the International Mission Board's Team Gaúcho are working to start new churches and win people to Christ among the urban Gaúchos. This is a process and must take place through winning their trust over time. However, team members are starting to see some real breakthroughs, as many churches are starting to open their minds to new ways of doing ministry. For the first time in years, church planting is on the hearts and minds of many Gaúcho Christians, and many are catching a vision for starting new works among their own people. It appears that Porto Alegre is on the verge of seeing an exciting move of God. Team Gaúcho members are building relationships, holding Bible studies and evangelistic outreach events, training lay people and future leaders in evangelism and church planting, networking with other believers, and investing in the lives of young leaders, all with the goal of seeing a wave of new churches spread throughout the metropolitan area. Some of these young leaders, like Eduardo, have already started new churches in desperately poor areas of the city. Others have caught a vision for using their churches to rapidly start new churches. André Luiz is a sergeant in the Brazilian Army, a seminary student, a pastor, and is in the process of becoming a church planter. He took over a church in a city 1.5 hours away from where he lives that was down to 4 people, and has built it up to a congregation of about 20 adults and 20 more children. He has a tremendous vision to see not only his church grow, but to see 16 more churches started in his city and the 4 surrounding cities. Please pray for those in Porto Alegre who are bound by pride and for those Christian workers trying to reach them.